Oh my goodness. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, everybody. Reporting in from 90,000 blocks out on S&P 5. Going to be posting some links here. And today's, I don't have a huge amount of time for a live stream today. However, I will have a bunch of time tomorrow. So, let's paste these links in here real quick. Let's paste the links and get started, shall we? I got my tea and my yogurt. Oops, there we go. Okay, and so I'm going to paste it on all the different SMPs, and then we'll get started building. We are going to the what? There we go. That was weird. Yeah, I was stuck in the tutorial there for some reason. SMP3. My insufferable singing. Oh, thank you very much. Oh. Whew. Skipping over 5 per usual. Well, I skip over 5. Let's open up the yogurt. This is delicious orange cream freaking Greek yogurt. Now, everyone has hopped on this Greek yogurt bandwagon in the last year or two. And you know what? I've liked Greek yogurt since I was a little kid. And I'm like, wow, finally people understand how good it is. But it's just strange how it just sort of suddenly popped up. You know, just like all the shelves now have Greek yogurt everywhere, from non-fat, which is gross, to the stuff I have now here, with which is the orange. This brand is Chobani, something like that, but it's pretty good. I like orange cream stuff, and this is basically like an orange cream popsicle, orange creamsicle, ice cream, whatever, but it's Greek yogurt. One of the downsides of a lot of these Greek yogurts, though, is they have a lot of sugar in them. And if you're trying to be healthy, the opposite of healthy with yogurt would be a lot of yogurt with sugar in it. So while I do have quite a bit of this yummy, delicious, sweet flavored yogurt, I do also have a lot of plain or maple sweetened yogurt, just plain old maple and vanilla. It's very delicious. Oh, the maple, I think it's called Brown Cow. I don't remember. It's really, really delicious, though. Okay, let's get started here. Welcome, everyone who is tuning in right now. Okay, so I am at 90,928. Someone is building off to the east here. Someone's building a super long cobble pathway. And if you look on the map, which should be in the YouTube video link description, if you look in that on that live map, you'll see there, if you go straight east, I actually flew over there and back just because I was curious about it. And I don't know who's building it. It's definitely longer than it was before. It's extended out further than it was before. So yeah, it's just whoever's building it out there, very cool. And maybe we can do a project out there together straight over this way, sort of at 90,000. Maybe we can build a path over to my outpost here. Whatever, might be cool to do a collaboration. So here we are at the MOAR farm site. So let's take a look underneath here real quick. As you can see, I have located an area that is deep enough to fit all of the levels that I think I'm going to aim for 5 levels. If 5 doesn't fit down here, I'll just put another level up on top there or something like that. So I want 1 level for each crop, which there's beets, wheat, carrot, and potato. And then I want to have another level with just a mix of whatever I need more of at the time. Get more farm. So anyway, and these markers here are, this is how wide your dirt can be, your farmland can be. This would have to be a water block, and this is going to have to be a water block, but this can all be farmland in between here. So if this is a water block, that means that this is going to have to be, there's going to have to be a row of water source blocks here, and then the frame is going to have to be here. So you're going to have dirt here, and water is going to be here, if that makes any sense to anyone who's watching. So right now, and I measured this out really carefully, and it doesn't matter what kind of sort of surface is down here, gravel. It doesn't matter because this is all going to be covered up with wood planks or something at some point. But yeah, so I cut out a big section here. This was already pretty flat, but I cut through here, and I cut over there a whole bunch, and I filled in a huge amount of area here. So basically my goal in this spot is to make the framework of this farm. And then once the framework is in, then I can start putting in the dirt blocks. For example, the dirt blocks. Now, before I drown here, let's do a little torch trick there. So we're going to, I'm just going to fill these in with planks right now because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of, there we go. Trying to get rid of that little stray thing there. Okay, so we are lined up with this here, I believe. Yeah, so let's build this up. And you can see now the size of this thing. All of this whole area eventually will be emptied of water. There will be water columns, like source blocks falling down. And the reason why that is that farm grass block, whatever, farm dirt blocks, they need water source within a certain distance. And what I'm doing here is basically, I'm using the source blocks on the top of the ocean area here to irrigate the entire thing. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. They're going to have 4 sections, but we're going to have 5 rows of water cascading down from this level here all the way down to the bottom. Now, when we get down to the bottom, and I'll show you that in a second. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I'm not going to waste any time though. So, but when we get down to the bottom, I'm going to show you something. Now, I've already built this in creative mode, and I figured out that I could actually do it in survival. I can do this in survival, but instead of using glass, like the walls here underneath here, outside, like this is just the frame. You know, if you see a painting with the frame, a lot of times it has glass on it. Well, instead of glazing, it's going to use leaves. I'm going to use leaf blocks because you can still kind of see through them, and light can transmit through them, but it's not. It's a lot more doable. You can see I have a lot more leaf blocks around here than I do have sand. If you notice that, there's a lot more. Yeah, so anyway, so like the back of this is all going to be This is all going to be framed out with wood, and then the gaps between the frame pieces, like this whole big thing here, that's all going to be filled in with leaf block. Now, if I do end up doing some sections with sand, you know, like whatever, but not sand, glass, but it will mean that I have to take into consideration fuel. I have plenty of furnaces, that's not an issue, but the main issue is mending of the shovel that I have. I only have, I don't have just one shovel, which is a good thing, but I don't have like a skeleton farm or something like that that I can just go and do mending with. Okay, so I have to be extremely cautious with this whole thing, because if I end up running out of durability on my tools, I mean, I only have like 3 diamond hoe, and hopefully that'll be enough to do all the dirt block in here into farm. So yeah, we're gonna just cruise on along the bottom here. Might as well put in the bottom part. It's like the simplest, it's actually the simplest part of the, it is actually the simplest part of this whole thing is along the bottom. It's basically just a big rectangle. Pick something up there, oh, some stone, I guess. Okay, so we're just going to continue on here. So when I said it has to be, you know, the base of this thing, the floor of this thing will actually have to be done. So it's going to be frame, enclosure, and then you drain out the water, but the top and then the bottom have to be done. The top has to be done first. After this is all drained out, the top has to be done first, and then the bottom has to be done. Why is that? Well, the bottom is going to be catching those water stream falling down, and because of that, you have to have some sort of structure down here in place to catch the water, so it's not ruining your croplands, your crop area. Well, I don't even know your farming soil block, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it farm soil block. So yeah, I mean this area has to have some sort of catchment area, so the water doesn't just spread all over the place. Because if it spreads all over the place, then it's basically makes the bottom part of the farm, this whole farm structure, basically useless. You cannot grow above ground dry land crops when there's water flowing over the block that it's trying to grow on. It doesn't work. And how do I know this? Well, you can actually harvest. You can actually harvest crops using water. It's a fairly common technique. You can do it manually. You can do it with villagers. Make sure I put some torches out here. Yep, mob spawning. Yeah, okay. I was expecting that. I forgot to light that area up. So we're going to just extend this out here, and you'll get a good idea of what the size is going to be like. I mean, it's a pretty beefy amount. The big thing here, there's a sample. I'm going to go over there in a second, but there's a sample section of this farm over there, and we're going to check that out in a second here. So we're going to get rid of Mr. Skelly guy over there. I appreciate you visiting, but I don't want you around. And then we just finish him off. Oh, pardon me. And then, there we go. That's a little bit close, but whatever. Here. Oh man, I'm so scared. Here you go. Here, eat an arrow. I made him eat the arrow. I'm sorry, Mr. Zombie guy. You never hurt anyone. Literally, no, I never did hurt anyone. But once I fill in this frame here, you can get a good sort of idea of how big this thing is going to be. It's pretty substantial, and the one I built in Creative is only one row wider, and it is about 10, 20, maybe 20 blocks longer. But since I need to make sure that this is doable in survival, I am not going to be attempting something that large. Not only attempting something that large, but all of the floors have to be put in with wood planks. And in the creative world, I was using logs because it looked nicer, but there's no way I can use logs out here. It's too resource intensive. I would have to basically cut down every tree within, I don't know, 1,000 blocks in every direction to do that. And it wouldn't even be the same log type. So, yeah, anyway. Now, before stuff starts spawning, let's just spam this with torches real quick. Okay, so one of the things I am going to do here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I doing this? Because I need to know on each end where the rows of water are going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, forgot. We had a massive snowstorm yesterday. It was pretty epic. Everything's mostly dried up now. When I say dried up, I mean the areas that have been cleared down to the road surface and whatnot. They're pretty much dry. We had people that did not have power from it. It was called a nor'easter. You can look on Wikipedia or Google or whatever. We had people we had a nor'easter come through on Friday, Saturday, or something like that. And then I think it was Saturday. Then we had another nor'easter. It was came through on Tuesday into Wednesday. And then we're going to have some other kind of storm again on Sunday into Monday. So yeah, we're really our winter was pretty much snow free up until recently here in the Mid-Atlantic Northeast region here of the United States. But yeah, this pair of nor'easters less than a week apart. See, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days apart. It really had a lot of trees are down. A lot of people are still without power from the first storm. Some people that got their power restored from the first storm lost the power again. And it's not super, super cold out. It is hovering below freezing, but tonight it's going to go well below freezing. And the winds are going to kick up a bit too. So any of those trees that still have any snow left on them, or any trees that are leaning over that wind, that might make them fall, and they will have additional power outages. It's just a big mess, honestly. We haven't recovered from the first storm, and we still have the second one, and now we have a third one potentially. So let's go look at the sample farming section here. So we're going to head on over this way. So this is my sugarcane farm. Now, the problem with sugarcane is that I believe that only grows on sand, right? And sand is gravity affected. What does that mean for farming? It means that to create a multi-level farm with sugarcane, which might be going on the bottom level, like the least important part of the thing is going to be the bottommost level. for crop in terms of crops. But see, you see this with, so we have crops here, right? 6 across. I only have these torches here because it's exposed and mobs would spawn. But inside the MOAR farm, there's going to be lighting overhead. So there won't be, and there needs to be lighting overhead anyway, or else the seeds won't take. But but yeah, so you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is one section right here. What it'll look like basically, just a lot more extended out that way. And then you go over here, and this is what it looks like when it's sort of under construction. This is what I'm going to be doing first. I'm going to be framing them out and then filling it in with dirt. Now this, I'm sorry, this dirt block here is bothering me. I just gotta place this in a proper spot real quick. There we go. So there's one, how many of those now? 1, 2, yeah, 4. So this is 2 sections. This one's not complete, obviously. But you can see we have a pretty good crop, of course. We have a pretty good crop density here. And I really like how much you can put just on the 6 across, and then you just extend it out how much you want. Now, unlike my super smelter that I built in the single player world, my MOAR farm that I built in the single player world was originally not just one row. My original stack super smelter was 1 row, 63 furnaces long, because I wanted to be able, or sorry, 65 furnaces long, because I wanted to be able to do a stack plus 1. And then, so what I did was, I'm like, you know, I'm already probably going to want to make this thing bigger than than I'm imagining it. So I actually went from, I did not have like a little mini section like this and expanded it like I've done with my single player Guardian farm and so on and so forth. This originally on the single player world was huge, just like that one over there. And so that kind of, I already know what I'm doing there because I've already built it up to that scale from the start. So that'll help me a great deal with planning and which things go where. So I can do things a bit more quickly and without having to sort of go back and rebuild and back and rebuild and back and rebuild, because that is extremely, what the heck is going on here? Did I pick up any? I want gunpowder. Yes, gunpowder. I have no use for string at this point. I amended my bow recently and it's back at fairly high durability, so I'm not really interested in making a new bow. Plus I do actually have another spare regular bow that I can mend it with. But yeah, so that's the plan, is basically to put in 4 of these, much, you know, scaled up obviously, but we're going to put in 4 of these, and then I have to measure out right now. The main issue right this moment is making sure I measure out the floor. So each level is going to have a floor made out of wood, and then the dirt that the crops are going to be growing on will be on top of the floor. So the floor for this one is going to be, for example, right here. It's going to be 1 block down. I'm not going to fill this whole side thing in with wood because it's redundant. Okay, you don't need to. Plus, I want to put maybe some ocean sea lanterns, whatever you want to call them there. So now I can start this floor right here. Now keep in mind that once this whole place is complete, and once I have this first like level sort of installed, building the bottom, which is going to be the next step, you don't actually even, I think I probably would place the dirt first actually. But as you can see, I'm not going to put a block in there. You don't really need to do that. Keep missing. Okay, I'm just going to end with that. That's fine. That's where our water stream is going to be. So let me just get these two real quick. You want to maximize, you know what, just get the axe. Just give them the axe. So we might be able to see now what I'm going to be doing here, how this is going to be working. I mean, I can explain all I want, but until you actually see it, it might not make sense to you. So let's put this back up here, bring this down here. Okay, so we're going to now, oh, that's the other thing, is that these blocks actually, right, all right, so that was just to get the whole thing started. These blocks actually are not going to be here. Because we want the water to fall down. I'm going to have to go down and grab those. So yeah, you can see that we're going to have the water falling all the way down to the bottom. And where these gaps are, there are going to be other, where's the other one over here? There we are. So where this is right here, this is a perfect time to sort of demonstrate what is actually going to be going on here. So we are going to put in the floor here and here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What, did I one? Wait. Yeah, so this, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I did it one. Okay. Yeah, I think I might have done this off by 1. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Just put it right here. It should be there. Whoop, I'm getting damage from, oops, wrong thing. There we go. So now keep in mind, this is the floor, right? This is the floor. Or I'll cut this out again and lower it down one. But the floor will catch the water, and the dirt will be up on top of. Let me get a different block here, just so it looks different. So the dirt will be up here, and the water will fall down and into this area down here, where it has nowhere to flow. It'll just be a big vertical curtain of water, basically. But that big vertical curtain of water is actually capable of irrigating the dirt blocks, and so that's why I'm doing that. And that allows the whole thing to function. Otherwise, the floors would actually have to have a little trough piece, which would be one block lower. But I would not. That's a lot of wood. That would be a lot of wood. So anyway, let's get back up here. I don't even know what the dimensions are going to be of that quite yet. So let's get this back up here. Keep an eye on the time. Girlfriend's kids will be here when they didn't have school today because of the snow, but they'll be here around the same time that they would be if they did have school. So I have to. Oh, I was exposed to a lot of dust earlier. Still kind of clogged up from it. So do pardon me from that. I am sorry. Okay. So now you can see that there's going to be 4 of these big, long, planky, sort of underwater decks kind of thing, and then the dirt will sit on top of it. One of the main reasons why I'm putting a floor underneath these is that I don't want my dirt blocks just floating in air, because in the nothing. Because if I need to break the dirt block and if I accidentally jump on it or something, I don't want to then drop down on another dirt block and have to redo the whole thing. I mean, it would be a little frustrating and ridiculous. Plus, I also do need to put in lighting, and the lighting will be hung down like this every so often, Now on my single player world, I use sea lanterns. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using them here. I don't know if I'll have enough because I don't want to. I don't want to use them all up just on this because it's a. I don't have any way to go and craft any more of them right now. Originally, I crafted them up by killing a bunch of guardians and crafting them. And I did that for a very long time. And I had a lot of them, a lot of sea lanterns. So, dang it. I think I'm going to try the backwards walking method of building these now. Because, yeah, I just want to get this. My goal is to get the first layer done today. Not sure if that's going to happen. I really hope it does, because that would really help quite a bit getting the whole thing complete. Having the top level done means that I can then measure out where the rest of the levels were going to be. And if I need to dig out additional down below and lower that lower frame of wood, then I can do that. Because if I don't have enough, if I do not have enough height for here, I will definitely be digging down a bit. See that right there? That little light there, I actually built that because I needed to go back for air every once in a while. Okay. So now, one of the other issues I'm going to face with this is sponges. So instead of using my furnaces to smelt tons of sand that I have to go and use up durability on my shovels for, I'm going to be using my furnaces to dry out. I think I have 3 stacks of sponges with me. Three or maybe 2, I don't remember. I have quite a few sponges with me, which will help a lot with the draining of the water. And because of the way the water physics work currently, as long as I don't get, I mean, I might have to refill some of these water troughs on the side here. That's what I'm going to call them, water troughs. I might have to refill them, but the cool thing about the way I'm doing it this way is, as long as I do it from the bottom up, these water sources here shouldn't be affected. No, a mob will actually spawn there eventually if I left that there. So I'm just gonna take that there. Yeah, I would love to get the top part of this whole platform, this whole thing done today. The wood and the dirt. That would be awesome. So we got 1 out of 4 done here. As you can see, they are pretty substantial. I don't even know how long these are, but it's long enough. Long enough to be useful, short enough to be practical. Comparing to the one I built in survival. I mean, creative on the single player. Let me just finish this up real quick. I have my tea here, and the tea can wait, but the yogurt really can't, because the yogurt will start getting funky. All right, there we go. Let's get some tea in here. It's cold. I'm gonna have to do something about that. It's my friend Tail Chaser. He is a very cool guy on Empire Minecraft here. Builds a lot of very useful interesting things. He built actually a, oh man, I'm missing here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's, oh, that doesn't really need to come out. Let's just, really? Oh my God. I'm so bad at placing stuff. All right, so I'm going to just start each, let's just kind of start each platform here. That way I have like a little foothold, toe hold, whatever you want to call it. Is that lined up? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Well, I gave away part of the surprise. It's going to be open to the sea, actually, on the sides, on one side, actually. Maybe the end. I'm not really sure yet. But I want to make sure that I can get the water cascading down. Let's see here. All right, so this is the one, this is the last platform area at the end here. Just yeah, the multi-level. Yeah, so multi-level. I'm in deep ocean. Oh man, I'm in real deep ocean this time, man. No, okay, so we're going to. Now I have plenty of wood, so I'm not really concerned about that. Not concerned actually at all. Now the main issue with this top layer is going to be lighting it up. I will have to put a whole bunch of blocks floating up, illuminating it, and these, I think I'm going to do it at 3 blocks in from the left side, or the side that's sort of towards the east here. I'm going to put, so block, 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 and then underneath that third row is going to be another row of planks underneath with just a whole bunch of torches there, just to keep the light level super high. I don't want to play around with mob spawning on any of this stuff. No, thank you. Am I close enough? Oh, yes, I am, actually. A wassailing we shall go? I don't even know. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So underneath this row here will be another row below it, and that will be just completely lined with a whole bunch of torches. And I think that's probably the only way I'll be able to illuminate the whole structure properly. Because not only do I not want mob spawning, but I want to make sure that the crops, you know, take. Because if you don't have proper lighting, the seeds will actually become unplanted. It's kind of funny to see, actually. I'm not sure what this part will actually look like in the on the map. Should be interesting. Keep an eye on the time there. I have about another hour here. I really hope I can get this done in that amount of time, because that means the very next time I do a live stream, which would be tomorrow. Would it be tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. That way I could get the go and harvest a bunch of leaf blocks and get the bottom part, enclose the sides and get the bottom figured out. I need to figure out, what the depth of this thing needs to be. The bottom of this is basically just a rough estimate at this point. So, yeah, I'm not sure if anyone on the server on Empire Minecraft has anything like this. I know there are some areas that have like bubbles or domes or something under the water, but this is not a bubble or a dome or anything like that. It's just a big freaking giant. The villagers, how they have those little frames full of the little crops. This is basically just a gigantic version of that. I'm not sure if anyone has anything like that on here. And in theory, you could in theory build this all the way down to level 5, which is bedrock. You could in theory do that, which I might consider as a long-term project, because that would mean that there would be enough food and item resources for crafting and trading and whatnot for literally anyone who came out here ever. And that might be something that is worth doing, because I really want to encourage people to venture out away from the spawn outposts and build and do some cool projects out here. And I can help them. I have all the resources to start an outpost out here, and I would really like to see other players come out here and join me. It would be a pleasure to work with anyone. If you're not a member of Empire Minecraft, you can join up and, come on out to 90,000. Here's the coordinates, right? Come on out to the 90,000 club, join up on the forums, and, come out here and be part of the 90,000 club or 90K club. I think I'm going to keep it to 90K club. Okay, so I have plenty of, I have lots of that. That's good. Gunpowder, good for making rockets. Okay. So I'm going to put some dirt down, and it will require quite a bit of dirt. That's why. Yeah. Let's take some oak wood as well and make that into some plankus. Yeah, I only have 63 sea lanterns, so that's probably not going to work. I am probably going to have to use torches. Oh, there's some more, but I'm still probably going to have to use torches. I may use this for lighting at the top just to make it look nice, and it also matches up with the ocean because they're sea lanterns. The other thing I have to consider is making sure I have doors on the sides. So the end of the farm block facing the hut, this little section right here, that is going to be blocked up with some sort of actual solid block, be it glass or something like that. I might make it glass panes or something. I'm not really sure. But the far end will remain open to the water, and the two sides are going to be leaf blocks. So we get the light from inside the farm going out into the ocean. That's sort of one of the aesthetic things, parts of this whole project here. So you can see now how it's really looking pretty cool here. I must say. I will have to go out and gather some additional wood to complete, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do the entire top today because I only have about an hour left, and I cannot go over that hour because my girlfriend's kids will be getting here, and I need to make sure that they're all in order. Okay, so we are now going to place down the first batch of dirt here. And one of the main reasons I'm doing it on this side instead of in the middle is because we have the torches here already. So that should keep the mobs to a minimum. I'm not sure if mobs can spawn on farm blocks. So we'll have to see, I guess. Now, here's the tricky part, okay? Now do you see what I mean about troughs of water on the side? Does it make sense now? Okay. So we don't want any grass on here. We just want the farmland, and unfortunately, I don't have my hoe with me. So I'm going to have to wait to convert this into farmland. I'm just going to... I think I'm going to try and place some of the sea lanterns as well today. That way we can get a really good idea of the proper placement. And I do think I should have enough for the top layer. I'm not going to use them down below. I'm just going to use torches on the lower levels. So before we go any further, I need to get the hoe and additional dirt if I have it, and the sea lantern. I'm going to get the sea lantern as well. I'm not going to use this right now. I could probably do with converting these into planks. That might be a good idea. Birch, I think birch and acacia. I think they're probably my two favorite woods in the game. I like actual birch trees. Actual birch trees are cool. Like in real life, they're pretty neat. Okay, so we're gonna grab these, and we're going to grab these. Okay. Let's just take a quick look from above here. Yes, look at that. That's the sample, and this is the full size. Now you can see, now once I build this, you have to remember that this is just the first layer. I'm not even really close to being done here. I forgot the hoe. We need to make sure we remember the hoe. Now over there, I don't remember. I'll have to show you in a second here. I'm going to be building an actual tree farm as well. Is it in here? Oh, I have one of these too. Whoever comes out here can have this. Got some iron. Oh, that's right. That was for another anvil, because I wanted to put an anvil out here. What the heck did I need? the hoe. Yes, I need the hoe. That would be in tools and farming. Tools and farming. So we're going to just do one of these guys and put this down here. Put that right there, I guess. And there's the one I've been using. Okay, we have quite a bit of stuff in here. There's some of the other anvils. I think there's 3 there and 4 there, which is a good amount. And then we have 1, 2. I think I'm just gonna bring a 3rd one, but not sure if I had space for it. Okay, I'm gonna temporarily put this thing here so I can get the hotbar empty of placeable items, and there, I guess that's okay. So we're gonna fly over to where the tree farm is really quick. I have to find it first. Is it over here? I think it might be over here. I just need it to come on, fill in, render please. All right, this is really frustrating. Yes, here's the tree farm. Okay, I did find it. Okay, this is taking a second to render in here. It's a bit frustrating. Yeah, here we go. Here's the tree farming island right here. Okay. So we have some saplings here, which might be good to pick up. Otherwise, what's the point of a tree farm, right? So we do have quite a bit of area over here to work with, and I'm pretty happy with this being the tree farm sort of location, official tree farm. And people can, if people come out here, whoever comes out there, they can build over here. They can build over towards the crazy cliffs over there. You know, they can, whoever comes out here to build, you have almost free reign. Got to check with me though, because there are farming areas that need to have stuff built and put in that may not yet. Okay, that creeped me out for a second there. Never underestimate the power of being in a house by yourself. Creepy stuff. So this has to be removed, and this has to be removed. Yeah, trees don't like to grow when they are near other things on the ground like flowers and grass and stuff. Of course, I drip it on my nice shirt. Okay. Okay, that's only 2 seeds, so I'm not going to pick that up. If it was more than that, I would have kept it. Like 30 or 40 seeds, because I do actually need the seeds. So anyway, long story short, this is the tree farm island area. We're going to head on back now, and we're going to continue placing the dirt in at the farm, the actual farm, the food farm, I should say. I'm going to do a little experiment here. Yes, all right. As long as the grass block can be hoed into submission, that's fine with me. Because I really don't want this dirt here will start, the grass will start spreading. You just watch. This grass will spread. Okay, let's come down here. Now these birch, pardon me, the birch planks will be utilized also for the floor. I don't care if the wood matches up. I'm rarely going to get to see it, especially if I... Yeah, so on my way up here, I found villages. I secured a few of them that are closer by. When I say secure, I mean I kind of scooted in all the villagers into the structures that were there. And then, oh, see, look, the grass is spreading. Okay, I think we're going to get rid of... Okay, this is irritating. There we go. Yeah, so once I'm going to set up another portal, but I only have 6 obsidian right now. Alright, these are not whole blocks, so I don't think mobs can spawn on them. These are, so you can see they're actually a lower height than the regular blocks. So yeah. Good thing I have I have mending on this, only mending. But because it's a diamond hoe, it has insane durability. One of the hoes that I had, I put on breaking 3. Oh, that was a good decision. It made the durability go from 15 to 1700 or something like that, which is pretty good. I'll have to experiment on that a little bit more in single player, I guess. Maybe that wasn't single. I don't remember, actually. Never mind. Forget I said anything about durability or unbreaking. I may be incorrect about that. So anyway, let's head on over to the other side here. Let that do its work its magic. There's a lot of green over there. It's hilarious. Okay, so I think we are going to swap this out for this. If no mobs spawn over there, I will complete all the both interim platforms, or the 2 incomplete ones. I guess they're platforms 2 and 3. Now the other thing I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to give these platforms addresses. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be platform 1, section 1, platform 1, section 2. So this would be 1:1, 1:2, 1:3. Then the bottom one would be like 4 or 5:1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that's in general, that is my plan there. Now mobs can definitely spawn on this. So I'm just gonna quickly hoe it up here. There we go. There we go with my hoe. Yes, I'm a silly man. I'm actually making fairly good, quick progress here on this project today. It is, after all, it's only one level though. Keep in mind, it's only one level, and I have yet to do any of the lower levels. Will need to have the sides put in. Now, temporarily, so remember I was telling you before about one side will be open to the ocean. This side will not be. This side will have probably glass. The other two big long sides will probably have, it'll either be probably a mix of glass and something. I don't know yet exactly. Probably glass panes or something like that. But these two sides here will get all leaf blocks. And I'm going to get leaf blocks from over here and primarily the tree farm. I'm going to do primarily the tree farm with that. But the leaf blocks are going to be placed underneath this side over here. So you're going to have a curtain of water against the the wall of leaf blocks, basically. And then the next thing that goes on will be the different levels. I watched the movie last night called The Florida Project. Pretty good movie. My girlfriend and I, well, we both have a big love of movies and cinema in general, and storytelling and poetry and all that stuff. But she's been going on this Oscar movie kick recently, and we've seen all of the Oscar nominees except for, I think, 3 of them. When I say Oscar nominees, I mean if they got nominated for anything, we only got 3 left. Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. Now, I'm talking about the English language ones, not the ones that are in some other language, because it's hard for her to she likes just keep watching the what's going on in the picture, and it's hard to do that while you're reading subtitles, you know. So it's not like a xenophobic thing with other languages. It's just more of a, you're looking up here at the action words. You know, it's kind of distracting, I should say. The subtitles are distracting. So I don't know how many of the quote-unquote foreign films we will be watching, but aside from the foreign films, I believe, so anything that got nominated for director, picture, actor, actress, supporting actor, actress, and screenplay. We're going to be doing all of them. Because screenplay is writing, which, you know, she's a librarian, and her expertise is in sort of like linguistics and literacy and kind of stuff like that. Like if she wanted to, she could be a language arts teacher in school, and like any school, be it primary, secondary, or post-secondary. Okay, so this is almost done here. I'm making pretty good time. So I have to stop at 3:45. It's when the kids are usually out of school, I think. Something like that. It's dismissal? I don't remember. Running pretty low on dirt here, actually. Oops. So I do know that mobs can spawn on regular dirt blocks. I'm not stupid. I'm not sure if they can spawn on farm because it's technically transparent. So I don't know, or at least partially transparent. I don't know. But so the next thing I'm going to be doing here is probably building out the. Actually, I'm going to do that. I think I am going to build out these two platforms now. This one and that one. So imagine this, but three or four more of them. And once I get these two inner platforms completed, you'll see basically what the whole thing will look like on each level. Because it's just basically going to be like a copy and paste kind of thing. It's going to be 1 level, 2 level, 3 level, 4 level. This does look like it has enough room for 5 levels. I'm not sure yet. I didn't do any of the measurements for it. So I'm actually gonna try and fill in this area with these. What is this? Oak. Right, because the oak. Yeah, that's the last oak. So I think I'm gonna take the oak from over here. So it doesn't. I don't care if it's like mismatched with the birch, but if there's oak over here, then I can just move this kind of end the oak on a flat line kind of thing. Yeah, there should be. I think I'm going to end the oak right about. Yeah, because there is one extra one here. There's 2 extra actually. So we just move that one here, and there we go. Now we can just transition right over to the birch. So here we go. Whoa, I don't want to fall down there yet. No, why does he have no stacks? Blah, 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 blah. Because I wanted to use up the partial stacks first. Now when this is done rendering in the map, updating in the map, it's gonna look pretty cool. Because it's not gigantically huge, but it's big enough to where you can see it from when you're zoomed all the way out. At least I think it is. I would love to get the seed of this map, of this the single player, whatever this on Empire Minecraft. I would love to be able to get that, so I can practice building a couple of things out here and see if it'll work before I try and do it in survival. I think it might save some time. And the only reason I'm doing a huge project like this is because I've already built one. I already know it can work. It's not really dependent on water physics so much. Unlike some of the other farms that are very water physics dependent, this one is basically just as long as a source block has its water flow down, you'll be good. And it's not transporting any items or anything like that, which in theory you could do that, but then you'd have to be careful of converting your farm blocks back into regular dirt if there's water on it for too long. Like you could just come by and just lower a block of water on here, and it would, in theory, it would flow down to the bottom, which might be a cool way to do it. But down in the lower levels, you have to be careful, because if you put water down, it will connect the 2 water streams, water curtains, whatever, and it might create permanent water there, which would ruin the entire level. It would be really difficult to fix. We'd have to build a wall on both sides, which would be a big pain in the butt. Oh, almost done this one. So any dirt on me? I do have dirt. Okay, good. I'm so happy that this is coming along so smoothly. I'll grab another couple of stacks here. I think these are my last 2. They're my last 2. Now, if this particular row does not, if this particular section here does not have mobs spawning on it once the grass is made into farm, a farm dirt block, I will not be putting lighting up here because I do want to maybe use those sea lanterns for, you know, something else, a little bit more decorative, perhaps. But yeah, the sea lanterns, I have them specifically for use underwater. I do have pumpkins on me. I've gathered a couple of pumpkins, and I do want to create a pumpkin farm. That's definitely something that will be happen. What the heck happened here? Huh? Bizarre. Anyway, let's get this out of the way. So here we go. Now, on the underside of these platforms here, each four of these platforms will have to have another row of planks or whatever underneath, and that row of planks will have to be spammed with torches for growing light and mob proofing light. Okay, let me just go back the other way now. Okay, so we're gonna hoe this. We're gonna have a hoe down. Here we go. There's a reason why I did this down the middle instead of along the side, and that is because the sun is about to set and the mobs will be popping up, and I really need to know if I need to light up this area or not. If I don't, then awesome. If I do, then whatever. That's what I'll have to do. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of press on here with completing this other floor level here. Now this is cool because this is already flat here. Okay, here we go. Now the good thing about working in water here is that not a lot of mobs are going to spawn here that can just wander over. You know what I mean? Unlike working on land and land-based biomes, because there's no ground that they can just crawl over here on, like creepers and whatnot. Okay. I mean, they can float. I mean, if something spawns over there, they might be able to float over to me, but I'll be able to hear it. And I'll be able to see it down at the bottom there, in the little captions thing that'll say swimming or something like that. Just one block too far. Here we go. Okay. Oh, perfect. All right, let's combine these two. 50. Okay, let's just close this one in here. I actually don't know how long these strips here. I don't know how long they are. I didn't measure the width either. I just know that there's 6 times 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, something like that. 6 times 4, and then times plus 4. I don't know. Yeah, 6 times 4 plus 4. Was that 6, 12, 18, 24, and 5, 6, 7. There's 28. This is 28 blocks across, apparently. If I'm doing my math correctly, which I will guess that I am not doing it correctly, but yeah. Now, that's just, yeah, I shouldn't actually do it that way, because remember, there's water on the outside of each of these, so it doesn't really count. Can I reach it? Yes. All right. Okay. Now we're just about out of wood here. We're going to go back and so let's just wait here and see if anything pops up mob wise. Gonna wait right over here. Usually this should be far enough away. Like right over here, something should pop up there if it's spawnable area. You have to be a certain distance away or else the mobs won't spawn. So good. All right, it doesn't look like anything's spawning there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this last piece of dirt down. You piece of dirt. Actually, I'm just put it right here. And then there we go. So it doesn't look like mobs can spawn on these. This is called farmland. So that's what I'm gonna call it from now on, farmland. Okay. So I'm gonna come back over here and see what we have in terms of dirt and wood. I actually don't need any more wood. Do I? Yes, I do actually. So not much in there, and not much in here. But I should have, yeah, here we go. I should have a whole bunch of dirt in here. Here we go. Okay, put that in there. So I'm going to have to go and harvest some more. I'm definitely going to be having to harvest some more dirt. And that'll be happening next. That's going to be the next thing that I do after placing down all the stuff I have. I'm going to go grab some more dirt, and I'm going to, that's good. I'm going to place down this dirt here. You're going to, now, once this is all in place, you're going to get a really good idea of what it's supposed to look like once it's all complete with the water kind of in the middle there. And there we go. I have about 20 minutes left here, something like that, to really watch my time. I think I'm just going to focus on placing this grass block in. And stuff will actually spawn on this, so I have to be very careful. So let me convert this into farmland first. Yeah, stuff will definitely spawn on the grass. Okay, so let's... Whoa, I have to be careful here. Can't just jump around. Here we go. Okay, we have to bring the other one down. And I definitely want to fill in this middle section here first. Yeah, let's do this first. There we go. All right. Okay, now we just do this really quick. I'm not sure. I don't have enough dirt. I definitely do not have enough dirt here. Don't want to let this get this strip too long without doing some anti-mob stuff here. See, I'm using the heck out of this thing. I will need to go on a hoe mending sort of outing at some point. We got one more dirt block here. So this all looks good. Only issue now is I do need a whole bunch of dirt. My shovel's in not that great a shape, so yeah. Let's go over here and harvest all of this dirt. All of it, yeah, literally all of this dirt, except for, there we go. That's sandstone under there? It is, huh? Anyway, let's do this real quick. All of the dirt and grass block. Getting it done. Yeah, you don't want to make death traps so people can't get up out of the way of a creeper or something. So you want to like and then kind of like, there we go. Yeah, we want people to, any players that come out here, to be able to run out of the way of a creeper or something. You don't want to make a wall because that'd be kind of stupid. Let's see, what am I disposing of? This and this and this. Okay, plenty of dirt. I'm going to keep going though because I still need a whole lot more. And I got a couple of double chests that can hold all of the extra that I don't have use for at the very moment. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. Nice big area that I'm taking out here. Too bad you can't, well, you can make a farm to construct cobble from lava. There's no dirt farm. I would love to be able to make a dirt farm. That'd be cool. Okay, I think we got enough for now. Just gonna go pop some of this into the chest. Okay, yeah, there are quite a few other drops out there that I can grab. So I'm going to go and do that. Okay. Flatten out this area here. There we go. Let's grab some of these other things over here. All right, let's continue. Now the great part about this is I'm not wrecking up the sort of the naturally generated environment here. It looks kind of weird, all big and flat, but it also makes for an interesting place to build something, structure of some sort. All right, we're making some pretty good progress here. And there, okay, let's not have this guy floating here, huh? There we go. Yeah, no floating trees allowed. Okay, so we're going to head back over to the big MOAR farm area. Gives you an idea of the scale right there. Yes, I do need more wood planks as well, actually, which is a little bit frustrating, because those I will actually have to go out and I actually do have to go back out and do some harvesting for that, unfortunately. I'm not sure if I have enough wood left in the farming chest. I might. It is possible. So let's bring this down. There we go. That's one whole section done. All right, so now we need a whole bunch of wood. I do see some birch over there, so I think we're gonna skip on over here and grab some of these birch trees. Now, eventually, I will be doing some cosmetic terraforming and tree planting and stuff. My tree farm over there is not quite ready for prime time yet. I mean, I need to go in and plant saplings and do bone mealing and stuff like that. I could probably grab a couple of these birch trees. I mean, why is this still here? Like, what the heck's going on here? Oh. Really? So now I got to wait around here for the birch saplings. I believe, yeah, it's an oak tree though. I'm not really interested in having any more oak right now. Yeah, oak sapling, of course. Oh, there we go. There's at least one. I'm going to replant that immediately, actually. So let's replant this right over, I don't know, here. So eventually what I would like to do is make just a ring of, I'm going to make this like a geometric shape so it'll be all squared off. And as you can see over here, it's kind of below, one block below water level, and that is on purpose because eventually I would like to have the trees growing on dirt blocks, and then I want to have water streams catching the saplings, and the saplings will be collected and put into a chest, that kind of thing. That way, none of the saplings just sit there and just, yeah. So anyway, none of the saplings will be wasted. So instead of just waiting around here for this thing to fall and decompose or whatever, I'm going to go over here and grab some birch from over here, birch wood from over here. I'm going to call these logs, birch logs. Okay. One of the reasons why I like birch so much, it has a bright texture to it, and it's kind of pleasant to look at. And it's unfortunate that I'm using it for the floor underneath the dirt because it's not going to be visible. It's not going to be visible, like basically at all. So, yeah. See how we're doing here. Okay, we're fine. So we are going to make a bunch of birch planks here. We're going to put this guy here. We're going to bring this down here. We are going to finish what we started over here. I'm so glad that no mobs spawn here. I don't know if it's just chance or what's going on exactly, but yeah, I'm just really happy about that. I don't want to have to build any more than I need to because every block matters when you're building in survival. And that is not at all a dig at Black Lives Matter because I do definitely believe in that cause. Black lives do matter, and I think that there is a great amount of subconscious, if not overt, discrimination and racism. Even if you don't think of yourself as a racist, there's definitely ideas in your head, concepts that you might not realize that are sort of tied into that whole system of discrimination and suppression. And that's a very complicated topic, obviously. I was just thinking last night, someone was like, someone was pointing out on a Facebook post that there was some sort of project going on in some, I forget which country it was. It might have been Ethiopia, but I don't remember. But they are doing a lot of things related to water security, availability. When you don't have things that you need, that's called insecurity. You don't have food insecurity means you don't have enough food. Water insecurity means you don't have enough. Okay, I'm like freezing up here for some reason. Oh, there we go. Means you don't have enough water, not just to drink, but to bathe with. I mean, it can be a real serious issue, including sanitation. You need to be able to stay clean to a certain extent. You know, some of these areas don't get a lot of rain, so they rely on rivers and stuff, and the rivers are all polluted. So anyway, I forget what it was, who it was that brought this up last night. Maybe it was a TV show. I don't remember. But it's like the reason why Africa is so screwed up is because like others. Oh, that's right. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was someone that saying there's like people that are upset about how advanced, well, I should say, sophisticated and high tech all the stuff from Black Panther is, and the movie Black Panther, and I was like, not realistic, and this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, dude, the reason why Africa as a whole is so screwed up is because the Western world, when I say Western world, I mean Europeans basically used the African continent as like some big resource gathering area. They didn't see it. They were never able to, the people who live in all these African countries, which are for the most part just lines drawn by Europeans on a map for their own benefit. But they were saying, I mean, and this is a true and correct thing, that African nations have don't have the tradition of stability as most Western nations do. And why is that? That's because we went in there and destabilized the populations, and we oil and mining and all this other stuff. We went in there and we screwed everything up. So they never actually got to develop their own stuff like the Europeans did. And if we hadn't gone in there, if we had not gone into Africa and screwed it all up, it could very well have been that the Africans, maybe they would have settled South America instead of the Spanish and the Portuguese. Ah, dang it! Of course, the Portuguese. I have nothing against Spain or Portugal now, anyway. But back in the day, I mean, they saw these dark-skinned people as less than human. They really did, and that's why Black Lives Matter. Because people see people. People with darker skin are looked upon in many circles, even today, as less than human. And there's like the 4/5 thing law here in the U.S. where a former slave, is only 4/5 of a man, so they only got 4/5 of the rights. So when people say Black Lives Matter, it's a real thing. There is real injustice going on. It's not just about cops shooting unarmed people of color. It's really not about that. That's a problem. But it's the idea that a person of color is by default something to be concerned about. That mindset is the problem. So I mean, I think one of the big issues faced by society today is economic injustice. Right? You hear about the economic meltdown and all this stuff, but honestly, it's when I hear, oh, we had an economic meltdown, blah 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 blah. Well, imagine living in an African country that has been exploited for mining for the last 50, 60 years, or oil drilling or whatever. Imagine the economic downturn of being tied into all these Western countries where they really don't have any dealings with. I mean, there is no established African economy. It's all European companies that go in there, and American and Canadian and whatever firms that go in there and set up shop, and the locals are just kind of along for the ride, whether they want to be or not. And yeah, I think that's definitely a huge problem. So I have about 10 more minutes here. Then I really got to get going. So here's what it looks like. First level. I am very happy. I'm very happy with this. Let's see here. So yeah, this is the first floor, 4 floors. Now eventually what we're going to have here, if we go down under the water here, so you can see these water blocks will fall all the way down and they will create a curtain of water that will irrigate multiple levels of these farming strips here. So let me hop on over here. What is that? What is that? Now I gotta investigate. That doesn't have, oh, it does not have a torch. Oh, that's right. That's my little experimental block. Should probably put a torch on that. So this block is in deep ocean, and the next block over is river. I just thought that was kind of funny because the whole thing just basically drops off here like a cliff right into the deep ocean. It's really kind of amusing. So there's my multi-level. What? What the heck is this guy doing out here? How'd you get out here, huh? Weird. Maybe he tried to follow me from somewhere. I don't know how that works. Don't know how that. So yeah, we're gonna have a wall of the leaf blocks underneath here. Then we're gonna below me. Oh, not talking to me. So here we are. All of these are basically all irrigated and full of moisture. Pretty cool, right? Good, yeah. Uh-oh, it's frozen up again. I don't know what's going on. It's frozen. All right, there we go. Groovy-tastic. So now these wood pieces here that are put here, now you know why they're there, why they've been placed there. And is this? Yeah, this is oak. And I don't have enough. Yeah. So the next thing is I actually have to put in the wall down on this side. I have to fill this in with something because I want to be able to build the additional platforms here. Let me see here. I think I need 3 block layers. So let's measure this out real quick. I'm going to use grass block. So we need 1 layer for lighting, and then 2 layers, and then the grass block and the floor. So that's going to be another level. That's right there. So lighting level. One, two, three, and then let's see here. My goodness, it's taking forever. It's probably because I'm floating. So that is how that's going to be the space. And then, yeah, and then I can do 2 blocks for the floor and dirt level over here. So like 1, 2, and then Okay, I think I'm in pretty good shape here. Hold on. Do have to wrap up here in a minute. So 1, 2, and then and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I should be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see, can I fit in the bottom level? 1, 2. It looks like I should be able to. I don't have a use the birchwood planks here. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend, and then 1, 2, and then I should be able to do that, but I will have to extend this down by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, by 1 block all around. So this will have to be dropped down by 1 block. But that is going to be all for today, I think. I'm gonna head on back to my little floating my little floating house here. So yeah, there's the top level of the MOAR farm, the Multilevel Oceanic Agricultural Resource Farm. It's the most, I did not jump. So I'm super happy with this, and I'm really happy that I'll be able to put in 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll be 5 levels deep here eventually. I'm very happy about that. It looks like I'll just have to trim off this area inside the rectangle down by 1, maybe 2 blocks. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to do some additional measurements tomorrow. But yeah, so whoever wants to come out here and start building, you are welcome to build. I would say you can build here if you want, but make sure it's just like a house. If you want to build a farm, please make sure you have contact with me about it first. You don't just let me know about it, but I need to approve it first. And these are all available for people to use, except for the dirt. I actually need the dirt for the dirt and the leaves. Unfortunately, those are not available for public use. So we're just gonna fill this in real quick with all the stuff here, and I'm gonna grab my shulker, put that back in there. I'm gonna grab some food here, and I will put the food in here for people who need it. So yeah, let's bring this into actually. There we go. Yeah, I'm not trying to be greedy or anything, but I actually do need these for the tree farm and the MOAR farm. There we are. All right, folks, that's going to be it for now. Thank you so much. I thank you so much for all you guys for tuning in. Just take care of each other, love yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Love you guys. Bye. Peace.